I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. Congressman Michael Grimm announced late Monday that he plans to resign. The announcement comes 1 week after the Republican Staten Island congressman admitted to federal tax evasion. There is talk over already whether the GOP can hold on to this seat. And joining us to discuss are political analysts David Mercer and Brad Blakeman. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Good to be with you.
Okay, so 1 week ago when he pled guilty, he said he did not plan to resign. Yesterday he said he planned to resign. David, does Grimm's plans to resign, does that come as a surprise?
No, because I think he awakened in the last morning or two to the fact that if he didn't resign, the leadership of the Republican Party in the House would have seen to it that he left office. And I don't think he wanted that on his record, and better he do it on his terms and leave quietly. And that provides any further damage that might come to the Republican Party, which he's already caused to a great extent already.
Now, Brad, the AP is reporting that Grimm actually talked with House Speaker John Boehner before deciding to resign. Was that basically the nail in the coffin? Boehner just got to him?
Yeah, absolutely. Boehner said, look, you're going to be thrown out of the House. You have felony admissions now against you. You're about to be sentenced by the court maybe to up to 3 years in prison. Look, Grimm put himself in this situation. He used, in my opinion, abused the voters of his district by putting them through this. He knew what he did. He knew what he eventually was going to have to plead to. And he used the election for his own personal gain. And that is wrong. And I think that there should be no sympathy for this guy. Whether you're Republican or Democrat and you abuse the public trust, you need to take the medicine that's deserving you.
And maybe you've already answered the question in this, but why, Brad, why wouldn't he resign before this year's midterm elections? Give the GOP a chance to pump up another candidate and get the seat secured. Why wouldn't he do that?
Because he's selfish. He was thinking about himself and what this election would mean to him, perhaps put him in better stead with his illegal troubles, none of which were true. And you know, I think perhaps the Republican Party should have put more weight behind another candidate earlier and get rid of this guy. We know better than to allow him to do what he did.
Yeah, and David, do you agree with that? Because, you know, this is the guy that was most famous for telling a reporter that he'd throw him over the balcony of the Capitol. I mean, there was something going on there, obviously.
Definitely, and I agree with, I agree wholeheartedly in the fact that he did it, everything he did at the expense of the American people, his constituents, and all for his own accrual. And I think, you know, the time has come for him to leave, and we're seeing that. And, you know, hopefully he will, you know, get this behind him, but certainly we as the American people and his constituents need to put it behind them quicker than later.
But David, who are the Democrats going to and the Republicans going to nominate, or going perhaps, you know, nominate to take over the seat right at this point?
Well, I think there are two likely contenders. Michael Cusick, who is a noted politician there, has crossover to the Republican vote or constituency as well. I think he's probably the #1 choice among Democrats. And then there's Michael McMahon, who you and the viewers will remember is the last Democrat to hold the seat in roughly 30 years. And he may attempt to go for it again. And I think, you know, hopefully the two can work it out as to who should go so that we can avoid a split among the Democratic Party. And I put my bet on Michael Cusick being the one that becomes the front runner, at least for Democrats, to take that seat in a special election.
And Brad, do you think the Republicans will hold on to it, and who would be their nominee?
I think Republicans have a great shot of holding on to it. This is really an oasis for Republicans in a sea of Democrats in the city of New York. It remains to be seen who the candidate is likely to be, whether there's going to be a primary or not in the Republicans, because Grimm has had such a hold on this district. And the fact, even though that he was under indictment and he was reelected, will show you the kind of hold he had over this district. And quite frankly, shame on those who stood by this guy when there was enough there to understand that where there's smoke, there's fire. And eventually they were duped by Grimm. So I think Republicans have a hard time right now coalescing behind a candidate, or will there be an open primary? Let's see.
All right. Thanks so much, David and Brad. For more on this developing story, you want to stay with FoxNews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.